Hey there guys, today we're going to be doing an old school repair. We're going to be doing a battery replacement on an iPhone 6s Plus. So let's switch to the desk cam and go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn this device off. First, remove the pentalobe screws on the bottom. This particular screen is connected by the flexes at the top, so we want to get it from the bottom here, pry it open a little bit, and then we will slide it this way and then fold it up. So let's go ahead and do that. Get this situated a little better here. Not much to the adhesive on these older phones, pretty easy to slice through, especially considering the age. There we go, we pop that up off of there so it's free. So now I'm just gonna come in from the top and just pop it up so it frees it this way and that way, and then set it up just like this here. And I'm going to use a kickstand. Probably just push that in, because that is my kickstand. The kickstand, you can hold it like this with your hand, but I like to have my hands free. So let's go ahead and take out the 5 Phillips screws covering this plate and the 2 Phillips screws covering this plate. I'm actually going to start with this one because I want to unplug the battery first as soon as possible. It's a little more visible there. It's important to keep these screws organized, how you take them out, because you don't want to put a long screw into a short hole, because that will cause damage. That will need micro soldering repairs to fix. You can see this phone has already been opened previously, which is not a surprise considering its age. It does have a third-party battery in it. So this battery shouldn't be too difficult to remove. Alright, now that we have the battery disconnected, we're going to disconnect the screen and the proximity sensor and the digitizer. You want to be careful when unplugging these, because it used to be an issue that you come into where they could actually tear off or pull out pins in the flex connector. So just do that, and we'll disconnect the home button flex here carefully. Alright, now the screen is liberated from the rest of the body of the phone. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and our battery removal tool. Battery removal tool, this thing is excellent. This is carbon fiber. They're kind of hard to find, but I prefer these to remove batteries than trying to mess with these tabs. They work really great as a pry tool. They're very sturdy. So what I'd like to do is hold the phone so the alcohol will run away from the logic board, and just with one of these precision application bottles, which you can get for a couple of dollars off of Amazon, just to put some alcohol behind the battery, underneath a bit. Okay, like I was saying, you just get the alcohol here behind the battery and on the sides. and then just kind of swish it around so it stays under the battery, kind of soaks into that adhesive. Just get into one of the sides. And it's generally pretty easy of a pry. If it's not coming right up, just put a little more alcohol in where you got it pried up. Perfect. We actually have this up now enough. I'm going to attempt to use these tabs. Sometimes you can use these tabs still. Often they're just so old that they're dry rotted out. So these things just stretch out. So I'm just going to carefully grab all three of these. Hopefully they all peel out pretty easily like that one did. Oh. Two or 2.5 out of 3 is not too terrible. Actually, can get under there again and grab this. There we are. Look at that. Alright, perfect. This guy is out. This guy can go in our fire box. Just make sure you dispose of your batteries properly at a battery disposal facility. The adhesive here. Alright, so we have our new battery. We're just going to use the connector for the battery to line the battery up with the phone. Plug it in, slot it in, press flat and firm with your fingers, flat. You don't want to poke at it. And then unplug the battery again. Alright, now the battery is installed. We can go ahead and put the phone back together. So we're just going to reverse the steps that we went in the first place. We're going to start by connecting the home button connector. Just take your time, line these up, be very careful. And then the digitizer and the LCD. Alright, so now once those are connected, I'm going to pop this guy back. You're going to put it on the camera. You're not going to have it up against the frame, otherwise you'll stretch these flexes too much. So we're going to have that sitting right like that. We'll just put all these screws back in. It's very important that these go back into the same holes that you got them out of. plug the battery back in. Just gonna turn the phone on so we can verify that it turns on. Battery is dead, of course. So I'm gonna button this bad boy back up and then charge it until it turns on. These 6S, these batteries that are this old, they often will sit on the shelf and lose their charge, and sometimes they will lose so much of their charge that they won't even turn the phone on. And in that case, you may need to reactivate the battery with a battery activation device. I don't think that'll be the case here, but we'll see. Let's plug it in and verify that it's pulling the proper amount of amperage on the AM meter. Watts, 6 watts, 5. It looks like it's going through the boot process pretty normally. So our battery is installed, our phone is charging, it's on, it's working properly. Alright, we are all set. We can call a customer. Alright, thanks guys for tuning in to another video. Please like and subscribe, and tune in next time.